Hello guys, welcome. Here I am. Because I'm not cutting these materials, I need to click push record, like they say in Think Media videos, where they just are starting. They are saying that you just have to push record or something like this. I really like it, to be honest. They are just great. So yeah, let's start today's vlog. I don't know if we have today something like 5th or 6th day, probably something like this. I don't remember, honestly. I'm losing the count. And today I'd like to talk about how I will learn English, or basically how I will continue my learning this year, 2025. Basically, through the whole last year, I have been using Busuu application, and I love it. So it just ended, and what I could recommend to you if you are in a similar situation, the best option is to just purchase your Busuu Pro for a year, and then cancel your subscription before it ends. Wait 1 or 2 days, and then you can just try to buy it one more time, and your price will be probably around half of what would you get, what would be taken from your account if you will leave your card for them. So that's very nice. So I paid something like 116 zlotys, which is around, I don't know, $30 US dollars or something like this, more maybe even less, for the whole year. So perfect for me. And what I like about Busuu is the grammar repetition, but this might be important factor for you if you are more advanced, because at the beginning I would entirely omit grammar and stuff like this, and basically you should focus on learning the whole sentences and just talking and understanding stuff, in my opinion, of course, because it depends on the person, and I'm not a professional teacher. I'm just software engineer, and I like to learn things and stuff. So in this year, I plan to use Busuu because they have good modules for B2, C1 English regarding English for business, and just English course. I like it very much. I went through almost every course from the basic English and from the business English, and they are really good. I also did a few other courses regarding English, and in Busuu I like the fact that you pay once and you can pick basically every language. Like right now I'm doing some stuff regarding English. I can just switch the language to Arabic, as example, or Korean, or Japanese, or German, or what is there. You can just select, pick, and start learning without paying a few times or something like this. But the second thing that I want to, or second way of learning English that I want to introduce this year, and it will be partially new for me, partially not, because I want to learn more from people who have channels in English that are maybe targeted at people who want to learn more advanced English, and they just show the things, and they talk things that you should just repeat and understand, and then try to split to the basics, let's say. I don't know how to name it correctly, to be honest, but I want to focus on something like this, like talk as much as possible. And of course I will continue watching everything. If I watch a series that I'm waiting for, because I don't watch series like, I will just enable Netflix or Max or whatever and watch the first that I will get there. No, I watch only series or films that I'm waiting for and I like them. And it's like once a week or something like this. At least I try to stick to something like this very, very much. And yeah, my prime language is Polish. So when I watch series, movies, YouTube, listen to podcasts or stuff like this, I always try to find the one which has really good voice in English. So I watch in original record, like in English, the audio, of course, and I try to do it without any subtitles. If I have to use subtitles, I choose English subtitles, so the same language as audio. I never choose and never watch film, series, YouTube video, or you name it, with my prime language's text, because you have to get familiar with the language that you want to learn. And what's more important, if you don't understand stuff, and this is basically almost every time or all the time when you are learning new things, you have to check the meaning in dictionary or something like this, and yeah, just check this in dictionary or whatever, if it will be DeepL or Google Translator or something like this. Check this, check this meaning. Sorry for a second. Okay, sorry, my younger son wanted to drink some water before sleeping, so I had to give it to him. And yeah, I don't remember what was I talking about. But basically we are somewhere around my way of learning English, and yeah, watching TV series or movies or stuff like this. So yeah, you should never watch film or series or YouTube video or anything with enabled subtitles with your prime's language text. So you should avoid it at any cost if you are learning some specific language, because your brain will work on this new language that you want to learn whenever it will hear it, and it will not understand what someone says. Your brain will think about it all the time in the mode like without you thinking about it. It will process information all the time, so you will get familiar with that. The feeling that you are working on something or you are trying to learn to something, and then after day 2 or after a week, finally you know the solution. This is because your brain is working on some kind of problem all the time. And the same thing is regarding learning new languages. This is how young children learn their prime language or second language or even third language, because it depends how people talk in their family, in their house. So you can utilize the same way of learning, and this is very good approach in my opinion. So you should forget basically about learning like at school, where teacher says to you that here you have some new grammar rules that you didn't know the day before, and now you have to learn them, to memorize them, and maybe someday you will use it. No, you should focus on hearing stuff, hearing sentences, trying to understand them, and what is more important, you have to repeat those. So Busuu gave me a lot through the last year, through the whole previous year, but every time when I learn Busuu, I'm repeating, saying words, sentences, almost every time. I say the whole sentences, I say new words, I repeat grammar and rules because I'm at the somewhere of the C1 level, but I guess early stage of C1. So I try to understand grammar to speak better, I mean more correct, or at least if not speak, then just when I write. I want to be grammarly correct when I write, basically at my job or something, or descriptions for my movies. Everything basically I try to write on my own, and yeah, then sometimes I process it regarding correctness using AI, but basically I try as much as I can to write on my own just to train. And what's more important, I have basically I've been spending at least few hours with English, with the language every day, because I make all my notes only in English. Maybe through the last year, I think I did 2 notes, one in my Obsidian and one in Apple Notes, which were in Polish. And I make ton of notes, basically regarding everything. The whole rest of them, everything is in English. Even if I write some notes by hand, I use English. My phone is set to English. My computers are all in English. So it's with me basically everywhere. And through the last year, I bought over 20 books, I guess. Every each of them regarding learning, programming and stuff. And basically everything in English. Like here I have mind maps for business. I have strategic, what is it here? Strategic monoliths and microservices, mind maps mastery, and a lot of other books about regarding soft skills and many other stuff basically. And I have ton of ebooks because there were a few humble bundles with cooperation with O'Reilly. So I have tons of books right now, and I read them basically every day. So I read everything in English, and I use translators sometimes because, of course, there are words that I don't understand still. But I use DeepL extension. Actually, I use Raycast extension for DeepL at my computer, macOS, and I only translate if I'm not sure of something. Then I translate, and I even didn't write it off anywhere. I just translate, remember, and I don't copy, but I try to write it back from my memory every time if I write something, or I just reread part of the text if I'm translating some part of ebook or a book when I don't get something. And this method is really great. I must be honest, this is great. And I remember when I was starting around a year ago, reading books only in English and all that stuff. It was hard. The first one was probably Deep Work by Cal Newport. And I started to read this book. And even though English it's not complicated in this book, I had many words that I didn't understand at that time. And I tried to, write them down in my note or something like this. But it was a lot of them. But you know what? The best way to just remember them is just reading the books basically every day. You have to read, you have to translate every time if you don't understand, but don't write it down so that you can go back to that word because you remember that you have that word but you don't remember the meaning. No, when you will have to make effort every time when you won't remember the meaning, your brain will be angry at you because it have to make a job to find, the new translation somewhere, and it's an effort. So it knows that, okay, this is important because we have, again, go through the translations and all that stuff. So you will remember things faster. Yeah, initial work, maybe there will be some more of that, but then finally you will remember way, way more and way faster. So the best advice here is just to read books as much as you can and translate on the fly. And, when you translate the word, try to reread few sentences back and go to that point. And now I know what it means. Sorry. So this is the best method, and I was using, or I have been using it for a pretty long time right now, over a year, regarding this reading. And I will continue to use that in this year. And basically, this is my strategy of learning English and improving this in this year, because I want to be something more than C1 level. I want to be as fluent as possible so that English will be my, it will never be probably my prime language, because you have one prime language that you are using for years. And if someone have two languages since he was a little kid, 1 year old or something like this, then yeah, you have 2, 3, 4 prime languages probably. I think about it in this way. But I have one, but I want to have the second one, which will be as fluent for me and as natural as possible. So I want to be able to, wake up in the middle of the night and think in English, or if I want to think in Polish, because English is so universal at this time that, when I will get to that point, then I will learn also other languages, because I've already tried to learn Japanese. I tried even Arabic, very interesting language in my opinion, and a few others, French. I've been learning Italian A1 level, but yeah, I stopped because I wanted to focus only on English, and I learned too many things to add new language at this step. But for sure I will continue, because Italian is beautiful for me. Yeah, but it's time to finish this pretty long talk. I didn't know that I have so much to say about this topic. Sorry for that, but I hope it was at least a little bit interesting, and you will take something as a takeaway from this. And I guess that the most important thing that you might get as a getaway from, or takeaway, sorry, as a takeaway from my pretty long talk is that maybe there will be two things, like switch all of your devices to the language that you want to learn. And the second one, never use subtitles in your prime language, always only the one you want to learn. Two, the most important things if you want to improve your language very, very fast. So, take care and see you tomorrow. Bye, bye, bye. Bye, 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 bye.